And here to talk tonight about parasites and what effect they can have on the body. One of them is being headaches. I'm going to lay today, and I want to talk to you about those of you who are having migraines, serious headaches. The one thing that you need to consider is, do you have parasites? And the answer, quite frankly, most always that we found is just everyone that has came through our 10-day cleanse and healing retreat here in Boise, Idaho, has found that they've got parasites, not just a few, but a lot of parasites. So anyway, David DeHaas, Living Waters. If you're watching this for the very first time, a little bit about my background. I was very, very sick. I was doing a completely different business. I had no intention of doing what I'm doing now. But over the years, I had severe allergies. I took 3 shots a week. I had severe asthma to the point where I was just begging for a breath. When inhalers came out, I thought that was a pretty cool thing. Eventually had severe psoriasis, yeast candida, severe fatigue, eventually had cancer. So that's just a few of the symptoms I had throughout the years. And so I went on a mission to try to figure out how to get well. Make a long story short, over a period of years, we found what we believe to be the antidote to a lot of these symptoms. And so what we teach people how to do is to heal the body on their own volition, through a 10-day cleanse process that you do here in Boise, Idaho, in our facility at Living Waters. And one of the tools that we use and we're known for is using colon hydrotherapy. But we use many modalities, and we blend those together to create what I call an amazing process that can relieve a lot of these symptoms. We're going to talk about the headaches and the parasites. Parasites can cause a lot of things. Parasites can cause you to have that scratchy, itchy skin, that yeast candida, and even cancer. So I'm going to just share with you what happens on a full moon. The reason why I bring it up may not seem logical, but these little critters here, let me just reduce my screen and bring this up. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. There we go. That's what we want right there. So these guys, as this article says, the parasites rule the world. And from our advantage point here, watching people cleanse their gut and they see these parasites come out, the answer is yes. A great example is our colon therapist, Chandra. Chandra came to us in 2013. For 12 years, she had a severe migraine on the full moon. My wife met her. My wife is very, very intuitive and an amazing healer. And she says, you know, this is really caused by parasites. You should do a 10-day cleanse. So she chose to. And she relieved it. She's not had a headache or a migraine since. So this is what happens on the full moon. These little critters here are wreaking havoc. They are laying eggs. They're going nuts. The energy in the world for them is just so different, and different for all of us, really. But if you ask the police departments, the fire departments, the emergency facilities, the hospital, they'll tell you the busiest time is full moon. Why? Because of the energy of these beings in our body. And here you can see in the villi, these guys literally bury themselves in the mucosal lining, and they're doing their thing. And you've been feeding them, and they start out very, very tiny. You could get parasites from all manner of different places. You'll get them right here in the United States just as well as anywhere. You don't have to go out of the country to get them. Most people think that they go on a trip and they get this new rare parasite. Not true. You get them just by living here. So if you eat pork, you're definitely going to have parasites. You've got parasites. If you've eaten sushi, you do have parasites. If you've walked barefoot, if you have pets, cats, dogs, chickens, horses, whatever, you've got parasites. If you've been in a public restroom, you probably have parasites. They outnumber us. We're all going to have them. The key thing is that over time, they're going to get very, very large. We've seen tapeworms as large as, well, we thought 6 feet was large until we found someone have maybe as multiple, but over 20-some feet came out at one session. So this is just an example of what we see in the viewing tubes at Living Waters. This is not spaghetti, folks. This is actually a lady who had severe vertigo and allergies. And can't remember, she had something else going on as well. But she'd been sick for about 20 years. And this came out. Many of these little nests came out. They're not so little. This gal had spent about $72,000 taking supplements over a period of about 4 years, hoping to clear the parasites. And then when she came in and applied all the tools we used, you know, the herbs were great and the supplements we were taking were nothing wrong with them. The problem is that people, when you got to add the water by doing colon hydrotherapy. So when you're doing a colonic, that's really encouraging these bugs to come out. Here's our roundworms. Here's our tapeworms. rope worms. I get this blown up quite a bit. Anyway, that didn't help, did it? Anyway, so this again is, enlarge this. A little hard to see this one, but this one here, this parasite here, this guy told me there's no way he had parasites. So there you go. And some more little critters coming out. So when we add the energy tools that we use, when we add the herbs, when we add the other products we use, and we add the water, the bugs really at one point just kind of got to let go, because we are chasing them out of the body with the tools we use. And there you go. Some more of those. That's just a recent client that just came in. This is kind of hard to see, but definitely you can see. And all because from our friend, the blood moon, it raises that energy. So the point I want to make to you tonight is that you're not immune to these, and they could be a source of what's causing your illness. Now, if you go to a stool sample, unfortunately, I had a great call this weekend. In fact, one of the clients is just here. They had stool samples. They found no parasites. And I've had doctors call me and say, "Yeah, gee, we did a stool sample on him, and he's telling us that he saw parasites come out." And they're just not going to jump on a stool and float out the body for them to be examined. And so a lot of times it will come back negative. But when you come in here and you apply the tools that we're using, you're going to see parasites come out. I can guarantee you will see the parasites come out. So it's a process. If you want to learn more about it, I've got a webinar I put in the link below. Just click that link and watch the webinar. We go into great detail about this and other things, tools that we use to help people get back to wellness. So here, hopefully giving you a great educational tool here to understand that these are part of the tools. If you like what we've been sharing with you, I've been doing these broadcasts every day for the last month. And do share it with your friends. Do take a look at that webinar. That webinar talks about the 4 natural laws of healing. I wish everyone watched it when they were in first grade, because then they would know how to heal their body. But meanwhile, if you like it, if you want to take a tour, come down and take a tour. If you want to call and have a free consult, we'll give you a free 20-minute consult over the phone or here in person where you can take a tour. Anyway, I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters. You make it a blessed